Welcome back. I am Jim Rome. Halfway through it. Nice to be with you on this Tuesday. Busy day. If you missed it, we had Brock Lesnar on already. Next hour, Buffalo Bills wide receiver Stevie Johnson. But, as promised, joined by JT Thomas. He's a rookie for the Chicago Bears, played his college ball at West Virginia, and this is my favorite story of the lockout. It's a great, great story. I think a lot of you may know it, but some of you might not. And he joins me right now to tell the story. JT, it is great to have you on the program. How are you?
I'm doing great, Jim. I'm doing great.
Nice to talk to you, JT. I love the story. For those who don't know, tell me about Jocelyn Lavelle. She's a young lady, a teenager. Who is she?
Well, Jocelyn Lavelle, she's an 8th grader at Suncrest Middle School, and she rides my little brother's Jared's bus home to school every day. And just so happens she's a diehard Bears fan. And one day my stepmom told me that the bus driver wanted me to meet her. And so I caught the bus coming home from school one day, and I stepped on the bus and met Jocelyn. And Jocelyn has something called spina bifida. You know what I mean? And it's like a spine. It's something that has to do with your spine, and that it confines you to a wheelchair. And I talked to her on the bus. I signed her hat for her. We talked a bit, and she told me she was having problems trying to get a date for her 8th grade dance. And she cried a bit, you know what I mean, and told me she had asked about 7 or so guys, and they had all turned her down. And I gave her a hug and told her that everything would work itself out. And once I got cleared to find out if I could go to the dance or not, I definitely jumped on the opportunity and gave her a call.
JT Thomas, my guest. Boy, that's really something. So she's confined to a wheelchair. She'd asked 7 or 8 boys to the dance. Everybody turned her down. And then you got permission and you asked her. So she didn't ask you. You asked her to the dance.
Yeah, I asked her to the dance. And actually, I was a little bit nervous because I'm saying to myself, what if I call her and she turns me down? so I was happy that she accepted my invitation to the prom. And it was just great.
JT Thomas joining me. So when you asked her to go to the dance, what was her response and how excited was she?
Oh, well, I guess she seen it coming. She said her mom gave it away, so she was already prepared to say yes. And I said, as soon as she told me, as soon as she gave me the okay, and I just asked her what color her dress was so I can kind of coordinate to whatever she was wearing. Went and bought me a nice little suit, and before I know it was Friday night and we were getting ready to go to the prom.
You are the best. So you didn't just meet her at the prom; you found out what she was wearing. And did you not get a car and pick her up and take her to the dance?
Yeah. I got a nice little rental car, and what she did is she came to my house, and I left my house and came back to the house as if I was picking her up from her house all over again. I came into the house. I gave her a nice corsage, and I also gave her a dozen of flowers too. I just wanted to try to make the day as special as possible for her.
JT Thomas is my guest. That's just awesome. So what was it like once you got to the dance?
Well, when you first arrived, it was just a lot of heads turning. I could see the kids looking at me. I could see a lot of the parents looking at me as well, just all surprised that I was there. A couple of the faculty members told me that they respected me and that Jocelyn had been talking about it all week. So it was definitely good. It brought back some old memories of me and my 8th grade dance, and all the guys were kind of hanging together, and the girls were so excited to see each other in their little pretty dresses. It was nice, but more than anything, I wish everyone could have seen the look on Jocelyn's face. She was so happy. You know what I mean? She ran and screamed with all her friends, and everybody was so happy to see her. So we had a great time.
This is just such a great story, JT. Did she introduce you to some of the guys that she had asked that said no?
Yeah, she actually did. She actually did. I'm pretty sure I met every guy that turned her down, and we went right up to each and every one of them. She was like, "Hey, this is my date, JT." So I got a couple stares from the different little guys at the dance, and it was nice though. She kind of got back at them a little bit, and I'm just happy that she was happy.
JT, where did you get the idea? Was it yours, or did somebody say it would be kind of a nice gesture? How did this come to be?
Well, the bus driver contacted my stepmom Rochelle Thomas, and she talked to the bus driver, and that's all it took. And once I figured out that she didn't have a date, my stepmom was like, you think you should go to the prom with her? And I was like, that's a great idea. I mean, I would definitely do that. You know what I mean? I just didn't think I would be able to. But as soon as she found out, that I could, I definitely jumped at the opportunity.
It's super. It's my favorite story of the lockout. One of my favorite stories in a long time. JT Thomas is a rookie for the Chicago Bears. JT, what's the reaction been like? You're on Twitter. I'm sure I'm not the only person who's come to you to have you tell this story. What's the reaction been like?
I tell you what, it's just kind of been overwhelming. I'm just even being on the phone with you right now. It all started from just the local newspaper, and before I know it, the people in the community, everybody who sees me stops me and say, "Hey, that was a really nice thing you did for Jocelyn." I never think of it like that because I was just trying to be myself, and it was just something that I just did. I never expected for it to catch fire like this in a way, and. In a way, none of that is the important part. Just the most important part is just the fact that Jocelyn is so happy. You know what I mean? And now she can look back and just say, I had one of the best days of my life in my 8th grade dance. You know what I mean? But it definitely has caught fire on Twitter and, on Facebook. And, people's calling my stepmom, calling my dad. It's just nice to see, everybody in the world, just respects, a good deed, and hopefully it can inspire people to do some nice things for people in need as well.
JT, you're a great cat. It's a great story. It's a great deed. I know everybody listening feels good hearing it. I appreciate you, and I'm glad you came on. Great job, JT.
Okay, nice talking to you.
Nice to talk to you. Good on you, man. What a great story. So if you join the tail end of that, Jocelyn Lavelle is in 7th grade. She has spina bifida. She's in a wheelchair, and she wanted to go to the dance, and she asked 6 or 7 boys, and they all turned her down. And JT Thomas had met her before because he's got a younger brother who rides the same bus as her. And she told him, I'm sad. I want to go to the dance, but everybody keeps saying no. And she was crying, and he gave her a hug and said, it's going to work out. It's going to be fine. And then came up with the idea, maybe I can take her. Got a car, got her a corsage, got himself a suit, went to the dance, hung out, danced with her. She got to introduce him to everybody. It's just an awesome story. I love that he color coordinated, too. He found out what dress she was wearing so he could coordinate himself. Can't clash. Class guy. Good job, JT. A nice story. 1-800-636-8686. Played his college ball at West Virginia and a rookie for the Chicago Bears. And he said, this isn't about me at all. It's about Jocelyn. And she was happy, and it was great. All right, any reaction to that? Got to find the good deeds. Got to find the nice things. Got to tell the good stories. So much negativity. And look, I'm as guilty as anybody else. We'll get after those negative things, but you got to find the positive things too and make sure guys like that get their airtime, get the respect, get their cred. Good job, JT. You follow his Twitter line too. I'm looking at him right now on Twitter, The Real JT3. You can tell he's a great guy. You can tell a lot about a person by what they tweet. That's a good dude.